Dear students, my name is Professor Jones. I'm reading this, that's why I say dear students, it's almost like I'm reading a letter. I'm reading so that I get in everything I want to say in this very brief period of time. Okay, I would like to welcome all prospective students to my courses. Most of my courses are online. I teach Introduction to Philosophy, that is Philosophy 111. I also teach Philosophy of Race and Gender and Philosophy of the Arts, but I should be adding new courses soon. As the content changes with my courses, rather than give you specific content, specific topics, I will tell you what I try to do in the courses I teach, while perhaps giving you an example from some of my courses. I once had a wonderful student. I often have wonderful students, but this one in particular I really remember. She took my course as a senior, and she wrote to me at the end of the course saying that she had known before taking my course that philosophy had anything at all to do with the world. That is, the world outside of studying concepts and arguments, which she thought remained within an academic philosophical realm. I think it is true to say that in any course I teach in philosophy, the topics and the material will be connected to the world in which we live. Another feature, and very clearly so, not implicitly so, very directly so. Another feature common to all of my courses, I believe, is that students are asked to take seriously the idea that they are considering different views or perspectives on a matter. My selection may steer students in a certain direction or suggest that I hold a certain view, but it is not my business to see to it that students hold my views, okay? Rather, I want students to understand that there are views out there, not just truths out there. There are views that people hold, and then they try to support them. So my aim is that students understand, one, that there are different views on any given subject. Two, that views may be put into conversation with other views. And then we can see whether these different views are compatible, whether they are compatible and similar, or incompatible and contradictory, or even compatible but very different. At the end of the day, I want students to become very aware of how views are supported. Sometimes we may find that to support a view thinks that it has. Views don't really think, but that's the way I'm going to state it right now. The support that a view thinks that it has does not really work for that view. Okay, I'm not going to give you an example of that because I think in order to do that, I would have to actually go into a view in a way that I'm not going to do here. So you just have to come to my course. For example, you have to come to my Philosophy 111 course, okay? My courses, all of them, usually engage epistemological questions, problems pertaining to knowledge, and I include problems pertaining to the imagination within that, axiology, problems pertaining to value and ontology, or socio-ontology, matters pertaining to what exists and the nature of what exists. Thus, for example, in my intro course, we sometimes study sex and gender. So sometimes that's one of the topics we take on, not all the time. I can change up the course material in Intro to Philosophy. So some students have told me after taking the course that they did not know that sex and gender could be distinguished, but they can be distinguished. That doesn't mean that everyone always distinguishes them. Certain views distinguish them, certain views might not distinguish them. Certain views might distinguish them, but then hook them up, back up very tightly. Then you might have the question, which is an epistemological question, well, how do we know that sexes exist? How do we know that genders exist? Okay. And then someone else might ask, or even if someone doesn't ask it, the question can be raised, why does it even matter? Does it even matter? This would be an axiological question, a question falling under that category, under the problem of value. But looking at the world around us in which people are discriminated against and may even be murdered or altered without their consent because of their sex or their gender, their sexual orientations or sexual preferences, I would say yes, gender matters very much, as you probably knew. And so sometimes in my courses, you relearn what you may already know, but in a different way. I look forward to meeting all of you in one of my courses that I already teach, or perhaps a new course. Thank you.